And it's another shocker in today's market. It's Tuesday, March 2nd. Guys, we are looking at China Neo has posted a wider than expected loss and flagged a slowing pace of its deliveries of its electric vehicle, and the market is taking it bad this morning. Welcome back to my channel, guys. As you know, this is KRS Investment, where we make investment simple. Now, today I will be looking at the Neo website. As you guys know, I am a long-term investor in Neo. I've been in Neo for years now. I've been trading Neo since it was $1.50 all the way up to $66, and now we're down in the low $45, guys. It is still a great company for what they're offering. Um, Keep in mind, when you look at NIO, you immediately see some similarities in Tesla in terms of the style of the vehicle, what the potentials are, and what the company is all about. Now, I'm looking at their website just to see the EC6 and also the ES6 and the ES8, which is taking the market by storm. And we do know that they have a battery as a service, which kind of separates them from the pack of EV companies. And their main rival right now, I would consider, is Tesla. Now, if we look back at the newest stock, we can see for the last 5 days, the stock is on a downcline. We can see it was up in the 50s for the longest time. If we go back past 10 days, it was averaging just around $52 to $54 per share. But then we saw a huge decline on the 23rd of February. Now, please consider the market was down for most companies in this time frame, and that was a week or two back. But we saw a small recovery back in the 50s briefly. But then news this morning broke of the bigger than expected loss for the EV sales growth in Q1. Now we could see the stock is trading just around 7 to 8% down for the day. Now listen, guys, as I tell many of you guys before, I have been trading Neo for a very long time. For most of you guys know, I was trading Neo initially. I think that was back in what 20. I think that was back in 2018. Now the first time they break that $10 per share, I was in it and I didn't sell. Then the stock starts to tank, and I was able to exit out just between $4 to $5. So I lost 50% of my investment initially because I got in high tens and then the stock starts to pull back. If we go back, we can see basically the history of where Neo is coming from. Most people don't even realize that Neo had such a long history. People are looking at now and thinking, oh, everything is all great and everything is going well. Obviously, because there is high focus on the EV market and not many people look at where it's coming from. So if we look back in 2019, as I said, I'm back in there from 2018. But we go up to 2019, we saw it breaks $10 and then it tailors off completely. So I had to exit my trade back in the summer of 2019, lost about 50%. But then the great news is that when you get later in the year, specifically December, in November, December, we can see up until October, the stock was down 149 for the day. So what I did, because I lost 50% initially, obviously the only no-brainer thing to do is to go back in with the full amount what I had from what I sold initially in the $4 to $5 per share. So I end up getting 4 times the shares I owned previously. And the great news is I put even more money in at that point. So I came out a huge winner because if you consider that Neo from 180, my average was around 189 per share. So can you imagine by losing, say, 30, 40 grand, and then you invest back into the same company, and then you get 4 times the amount of shares of what you initially exit with, plus you invested more at that point. So I came out a huge winner because we can see that it moves from 189 to like $66 per share. So you can just imagine how much I made from by just staying disciplined, waiting. And it's a good example, guys, that if you're in a trade that's not doing so well, even though even though your plans are long term, sometimes, and I said sometimes, you can exit that trade if you do your research and if you understand and if you believe the stock will drop more, right? And if you're in no rush, but you think, okay, maybe you can save a few dollars per share, or maybe you could save by getting more shares, right? But me personally, it worked out for me. I exit halfway out. I lost about 50%, and that was back in 2019. And then I went back in to get four times the amount of share with the money I exited first. So that was a no brainer. And it's a lucky thing I did that. There's two ways to it. If I still stayed in it, my average would have been like still like 620 per share anyway. But the reason why I consider losing is because I got in around I think 450 to $5, and then it goes up to 1060. I thought it was gonna take off from there, but then it came all the way back down. So I could have cashed out at that time in 2019, but then I end up exit with a loss. But then the great thing is that I was able to go back in the stock at the $1.80, right? So that was crazy. I stopped buying a chunk of share from 160, and then the price starts to go up. So I average out around $1.89 per share, and then I got more shares on top of that, and was able to sell at peak. So that was a huge trade, and that's why I still stay loyal to Neo, because um, and the best return I've had, right, apart from Tesla, is Neo. Neo is definitely in the top three, I would say. Also Shopify too. I was one of the early investment in Shopify when Shopify was trading like in the like $38 per share. So I was in it initially because I told you guys my background was tech, so I was favoring more like software companies and tech stocks. So I'm in a lot of those stocks from early, and that's why I like Neo at that time, because even though it's an EV stock, which is on a clean energy, it's still considered like Tesla, like part of like the tech field to some expense as well. So I was gravitating more to those stock. And maybe some of you guys could relate. If you come from a certain background, you normally would you start off to gravitate to a few other stocks, and then you start to diversify your portfolio into something else. Now, not to drag this out, but I want to let you guys know that, listen, I've sold Neo in the highs. Like first time I've sold when it crosses 50, I got back in when it drops below 40, and then I was able to sell again when it crosses $60 per share, and then I was able to get back in last was it the 23rd or 24th of February. I was able to get back in the 40s. Then I was able to exit again in 50s. And today, guys, even with the bad news, I gone in full at 45.40. So that's why I'm creating this video, because I only make videos when I'm actually buying or selling. So I got back in at 45.50. It's around average 45.54, I would say. But I'm gonna stay put. I'm gonna ride it out for a while. And this thing could go either ways. It could either take off massive, or it could pull back a few dollars down. But I don't think I'll sell until I could see a beneficial amount right now. I still think Neo will break 100 very soon. For anyone that's holding, that's not selling, be patient for what the company stands for and what they have. I do think they have potential of hitting $100 to $150, hopefully by this year, if not early next year. No, again, guys, this is not financial advice. This is just telling you what I'm thinking, my opinion, and what I'm waiting for. No, as I said, if I look at their company, basically the products they offer, especially and the ES8, is getting a lot of sales, right? And I think with the vehicles that they offer, it's pretty straightforward. You can either go to ET7, right? Or you can go EC6, you can go ES8 and ES6. So the lineup they offer is pretty unique. And with the battery as a service as well, that is definitely a plus. And keep in mind as well, we can see the um, the Chinese government have injected $1 billion into this company to help to tame some of the recalls and losses. So Neo is here and to stay. It's one of the recognizable brands um, that they see is the rival for Tesla. Now, in terms of the vehicle delivered, we can see the company delivered 7,225 vehicles in January, and it's still in just a beginning stage. There's still room to go. It's hard to compare to Tesla at this point because Tesla is by far the best company in this segment right now, if not the best company in vehicles in the world right now, to me personally, with in terms of the value and the quality what they provide and the services and the support. It's actually a great company to invest in. But Neo is learning from what Tesla did in the past, and you will see their vehicle will definitely really transition into something close to what Tesla has. Guys, it's kind of a mini review at the same time. It's investment tip. But as usual, guys, please do your research. If you're not sure how to invest, this is not financial advice. You can definitely speak to a broker or a financial advisor for someone to help you invest your money, to help you prevent you from losing. But if you choose the right companies, guys, I'm not a financial advisor, but I just invest in the right companies at the right time, and I'm able to make a lot of profit. And I'm a regular person, just like most of you guys, that's actually traded. So again, we will see the price. It will fluctuate throughout the day, but just keep in mind that the reason why the stock is down 7 to 8% this morning is because of the earning reports, and I'm pretty confident that once this news starts to calm the young investors down, then more people will stay in it. As you can tell, when these news comes out, most of the time is most of the younger or the retail investor like me and you who actually exit right away, right? Because first we think, okay, they report a loss, so the stock price is going to drop, and we want to protect our money, so people starts to sell off. But which is the reverse? Now the big investors, they're waiting for everyone to sell off, and then once the stock price starts to fall, then they will keep on adding more shares to their portfolio. That's the trick of the game. Is that me personally, whenever I see Neo drops, or if I see Tesla drops, I keep adding shares. I made like 2 videos in the last week or so, and I let you guys know when Tesla was at $620. I said, guys, these are moments that we wait for. These are moments that we wait to invest and to make a lot of money. Buy, buy, buy. So I bought up a lot of shares in Tesla. First, I bought in the 730s, then it drops in 620. And I bought more than what I should in the 620s. And the next day, literally, it goes back to 735. I was able to sold the shares that I bought for 620 and the shares I bought for 730. Then it's like clockwork. In the same trading day, it goes back to what, 665. I was able to get back in at 670 and buy up more shares as well. Guys, I've been trading Tesla again. My average was 189 prior to the split. So if you consider my average is coming from $38 to where Tesla went up to what, 880. So that's just to show you guys, I invest in these companies at early stages. I pick the right price point to enter. I pick the right price point to exit. I tell you guys, whenever you have a plan, my plan was to sell $1,000, but when it crosses 880, I sold. Good thing that I did that, because then I was able to capitalize by buying and trading short-term swings on it from 620 to 730, or in the past from 775, I let you guys know, back to 870. So I've been making $100 per share in Tesla each time I do any kind of trades. And then this is exactly what I want you guys to make a Neo right now. Listen, it's at 46, 45. It will fluctuate from anywhere from 44 70 to about 46.80 for the day. That's fine. That's where we want it to float between. But if you consider by the end of the week or early next week, this exact price will change to in 54 or 58, right? And then that's $10 per share extra. You have the decision at that point that you can either stay long term or you can exit and wait for a pullback. And this is what I've been teaching on this channel. Most of my subscribers that I have been making 200%, 300%, 400%, 50%, because it's just simple. Is that we buy on the dip and we sell on the rise. That's it, right? If you go in long term, buy on the dip, hold out for 6 months to a year, or whatever you want. If you want 2 years, 3 years, it's up to you. Each person's situation is different, and this is why I want you guys to think long term as well as using these short term bursts to make a lot of money. Guys, I don't want to drag this video out. If I'm speaking to someone out there, I know you appreciate the knowledge I'm actually sharing. Please show your love back by subscribing to this channel. It's very important to show us and that what we're doing is making sense out there, is making or helping someone to gain financial freedom. Listen, I've told you guys from the start that I'm an entrepreneur investor into real estate, into small business, in the stock market, as well as in the forex market. Guys, I do anything to make money in investment wise. I've shared with you guys. Now, the next phase of my career, what I'm doing right now, is to get my mortgage broker certification. That means while I'm doing trading, I could be helping people closing in on mortgage as well. At the same time, I'm getting my financial trading, all those kind of certification. I'm trying to get all those. So in the future, I will move my business from here to an actual business where people could come to invest and make money. Guys, listen, we all have to start somewhere. Don't let anyone tell you that you can't do it, especially in 2020 and 2021 with COVID situation. You understand that, listen, you could make money from home, and you could be trading, you could be doing anything. You could be doing marketing online. In my situation, I'm a full-time trader. I do long-term and short-term trades. I am invested in real estate and properties. I have tenants that's leasing from me. I have a small business that I'm running, not me personally, but people that are running it for me. All I have to worry about is just staying at my desk to make sure I'm monitoring to make sure everything is doing well. At the end of the day, the less hands you have in your business is the better it is. You just need to be aware of what's going on to make sure that your business is performing and as how you're doing it. So guys, before the stock starts to rise up too much, I want to shoot this video up right away so you guys could get an alert if you're subscribed that says, hey, Neo is down, buy and hold right now. Now, again, I cannot force you guys. This is definitely an education and entertainment for you guys. But if you know what I mean, guys, buy before the price skyrocket up so you can make a small profit for the day, or if you're going long term, to make a big profit in the end. Guys, if you like this channel, please show your love, like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, peace out.